everybody. This is Marilyn. Do we have any audio on this? Yes, no, maybe we do. Yes, thanks. Okay, great. Um, Hello, everyone. This is Marilyn, and it is time for the noon edition of Welcome to My World. It's February the 10th, which is a Wednesday. And my goodness, we've had another day of all kinds of volatility. Good grief. This has really been there have been so many nice trades and they are everywhere. I just can't get over. This is like this is like trading Candyland. Um, let's see. Right now we have had if you weren't paying attention to the news, 10:30 the crude oil inventory came out. And usually it only takes somebody that's new about one time of crude oil inventory to remember that typically on Wednesdays at 10:30 it just might get a little crazy. The other thing we've had this morning is Mrs. Yellen testifying before Congress, which she's scheduled to do again tomorrow. I just can't get over at her brilliance. She's saying that the economy might not be as ready for a lot of growth as they thought. Now, fancy that. Anyway, the markets the U.S. indices have given some great trades. They very, very nice trend trades. And if you're using the new iZone, I changed the one that I have here for crude oil because I decided somebody sent me the template for this one, and I just like the colors better. I would point out that people who are having trouble reading where the entries are, is this an entry and I don't quite see this and that, you may need to change a color or two, not any of the internal settings, but you go into indicators and just tweak the colors to get something to stand out a little more, to catch your attention, or something that you think is maybe it's a little distracting for you, because I have found that I really like this iZone chart because it's so much easier to see for me than the other one I had. Some people like to put additional things on here. This is really just all you need, because what I like about this one is I can see the zones. I couldn't figure those bands. I guess the bands is what I'm talking about. These bands are so much easier to see. So you do have to experiment. Everybody's monitor is just a little bit different, and everybody's vision is a little bit different. So don't hesitate to experiment with the colors if you find you're having a problem determining where those entries are, because they should be real easy to see. We had lots of volatility on crude oil. I've got a big dark line right here at 27.55. This is the low of the last 12 months, and if crude oil does not hold that, it likely will continue down. If not this week, maybe next. The interesting thing is that the inventory report came in way below the forecast and below the expectations and below the API forecast also. And typically this will make crude oil, it's a supply and demand like any other commodity. When the when the supply is down, then the price tends to go up. But this is a real different time for crude oil. So if you are trading that or trying to learn how to do it, be sure you do it in sim on Wednesdays until you get the hang of what you're looking for, and be very cautious of that 10:30 announcement. Gold it did everything today. Gold was really exciting today. It went up in the early morning, and then it went down, and then it went back up, and it's trending up along with bonds. Bonds have had some nice trends today. The Japanese yen has been up and up and up. And for some reason that I still haven't quite figured out, the Canadian dollar is very displeased with something or other in Canada, because it has taken a significant tumble today. The VIX has backed off a little bit, but that's not enough so you could notice. It's trading right now at 25.89, and the only one of the U.S. indices that seems to be trending down is the YM. And of course, that's made up, the underlying stocks in that affect that indices, that index, are the 30 Dow, the biggest companies in the United States. So between this is going to be a very exciting year in trading, because we've got presidential election, and we have some of these markets are at all-time lows, like crude oil. It's not the lowest it's ever been, but it's certainly the lowest it's been in many years. So we'll just see what happens. I believe the next Fed meeting is going to be in March, where they'll announce what they're doing, which probably is more dithering. But at 1 o'clock this afternoon, it's actually 1 minute after 1, but be aware that there are some of the talking heads start talking on the different network television. There will be a 10-year, the 10-year bonds go to auction at 101 today. So let's see. Oh, the other thing I wanted to talk about for a minute is that I'm finding that at 8:30 in the morning, the reason I ever started that commentary was because we had a lot of new people, and they were completely unaware of how the effect of economic news numbers could affect the trading at 8:30. So I was trying to get people to not jump into a trade at 8:30 right in front of a freight train, because you can really get run over. I think everybody's pretty well aware of the news now, and we don't have as many people as we do at noon. So I think from now on, I'll just come on and do a commentary at noon, and then in the mornings, I'll try and type in a little warning for the news that's about to come out, because that's really the only thing. I also would suggest that once you get the hang of the strategy and you've got those rules definitely in your mind, to the point where you don't even have to use a cheat sheet anymore, you know what those rules are. They're cemented. Then what I suggest you do is get in the habit of getting an overview, get a little bit of a macro view of the markets that you're trading, see what they've done overnight, correlating markets, kind of do a little double check, get a macro view, then get a little tighter view on the markets that you want to trade, and then you're in a much better position to zero right in on what's happening and where those entries are. If you get peeing stuck firmly in your mind that you want to plan your trades, you want to be picky about those entries in order to get paid and run a profitable business, peeing becomes a lot more important. If you don't get the entry, you don't have a trade. You have a disaster, and you're trying to manage it. And you're in the oh good grief mode with a fireman's hat. So the entries are the most important thing in my view to nail. Once you've got those entries nailed, then managing the trade becomes much easier. So if there are any questions, I know Lori seems to have made her multi-millions this morning early, and she's been in the room trying to help people. And unfortunately, I didn't do that like Lori did. So at noon, though, I tend to have a little more time that I can stop and look at charts or answer questions or whatever. So if anybody has anything you ever want me to show you on camera, noon is a good time because I can stop and do that. I'm already stopped for the day anyway. So this has been my view from my world in Apex land, brought to you by Apex Investing. I'll come on and see you again tomorrow about noon. Talk to you then. Thanks.